What if you could type a system command into a website's search box and have the server execute it? Read files, reveal system users, take control, all from a simple text field. That's command injection, and it's one of the most dangerous vulnerabilities you'll find in web applications. Command injection is a security vulnerability where an attacker can inject operating system commands into an application that passes user input to a system shell without proper validation. The injected commands execute at the operating system level, with the same privileges as the application itself. Here we have an application which lists details about a specified file in the uploads directory. The name of the file comes from user input, and the file details come from the OS command ls-l. As you can see, input validation for the file name is completely missing. So, using a semicolon, the attacker ends the intended ls-l command and adds a second one that gets executed right alongside it. For example, secret.txt, who am I, revealing which user account the web server is running under. In this case, the output shows www-data, which is the default user for web servers on Linux systems. The semicolon is just one of several characters that make this possible. The pipe character, the ampersand, backticks, and even new line characters all work similarly. These are called shell metacharacters, and any one of them in unvalidated input can be used as a weapon. Once command injection is confirmed, an attacker's goal is to escalate, read sensitive files like secret.txt, explore the file system, extract passwords or hashes, download tools onto the server, and ultimately establish a reverse shell. A persistent connection back to the attacker's own machine, letting them type commands on the target server as if they were sitting right in front of it. So how do attackers actually discover command injection vulnerabilities? The first step is identifying any feature that hints at back-end system interaction, file operations, network diagnostics, image processing, PDF generation, anything that suggests the application might be talking to the operating system. The next step is probing with test payloads. The simplest approach is injecting a shell metacharacter, like a semicolon followed by who am I or ls, and checking whether the output appears somewhere in the application's response. But here's the thing, sometimes even a vulnerable application has some kind of protection that prevents it from showing data it's not supposed to show. The command executes on the server, but the result is never displayed back to you. Because of that, the most reliable test is a time-based payload. You inject a semicolon followed by the sleep command with a few seconds. For example, secret.txt semicolon sleep 5. If the server takes noticeably longer to respond than usual, the command executed. The server just confirmed it's vulnerable, without showing you a single character of output. You don't always need to see the result. Sometimes you just need to make the server pause. Command injection is one of the vulnerabilities that lead to remote code execution, the ability to run arbitrary code on a target system remotely. It operates at the operating system level, which makes it particularly dangerous. A successful command injection attack doesn't just compromise the application, it compromises the entire machine it runs on. Command injection is proof that sometimes the most powerful attacks are also the simplest ones. One unsanitized input field, and an attacker is talking directly to your operating system. If you want to see a hands-on exploitation walkthrough in a legal lab environment, drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.